Hello, this is Diana. This is my Trailblazers of the Universe YouTube channel. On my channel, I'm helping you fearlessly and unapologetically live your best, most authentic life. I am helping you break through your barriers and transcend limitations you may have. If that sounds good to you, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. So this week's weekly intuitive message is, we're doing this meditation in our Cosmic Events Facebook group, which I'll put the link in the video below if you're interested in joining. My friend makes these meditations, and we do group meditations, virtual group meditations, like different cosmic events. This one was a 2-2 portal. So this is a download that I received while doing this, and I think it's very relevant. The intuitive message is about grounding the love frequency onto Earth. So we know there's a paradigm shift going on, right? From the fear frequency to the love frequency. We see a big split going on the planet, right? Some people say 3D, 5D, whatever. I'm not big into all the labels, but I will say there is a consciousness and frequency shift, right? I think it's safe to say that. People are at different levels of consciousness. I don't like to say someone's better than somebody. Some people are more aware. Some people are more spiritually attuned, things like that. So, the talent I got is, whether you believe in starseeds, whatever, but there are people that came here to uplift the frequency of the planet, right? To make changes. A lot of people that are spiritually attuned, they get all the downloads, right? They're already in the love frequency, 5D, whatever you want to call it, right? They're in the higher state of consciousness, right? But thing is, we are living on Mother Earth, right? And there's some people on this earth, the energy feels very dense, right? So we have some people that are literally in that frequency, right? In that higher frequency, and then I would say more connected to their higher nature, even the upper 3 chakras. I'm gonna go as far as saying that, including the heart and the upper 3. And then I think there are some that are more on the lower 3, right? They haven't raised energy to the heart space. Most of their energy is down here, more attached to their lower nature. You know, I'll even say reptilian nature a little bit. Kind of lower frequencies like fear, pride, a little more into their ego, even anger. Right? Those are all in the lower 3. And then I even see people that are more in their higher 3 that aren't very grounded on this earth, and because of that, they are suffering a lot. And I made a video on that, the importance of being grounded. I mentioned this in other videos. So, what is the balance between that? So we have this split, right? But we're all supposed to be one. We're all supposed to come together as one. We're supposed to ground these energies onto Earth. So even though the people that are a little more spiritually attuned, whatever, more connected to their higher, right? The balance, what is the balance? The heart chakra is the balance between the upper and the lower, right? So Mother Earth is literally an entity that we're living on. Mother Earth has a level of consciousness. I'm not saying it's the same as ours, but we are supposed to ground these higher frequencies, even when we had all these portals, right? I made some videos on some of the portals. We had a 1111 portal, 1010 portal, right? All these ascension portals, higher frequency portals. We're bringing all these downloads, right? And even look at the Schumann resonance, like some of it's been off the chart, right? So we're not just supposed to keep it up here. We're supposed to bring it down to Earth. We're on this Earth for a reason. We're supposed to ground these energies onto Earth. So how do you do that? Well, it's going to require us going more into our lower chakras, like doing grounding, like even going out in nature more, right? Exercising, breath work, really going within, living from our heart space. Getting out of the separation consciousness and all is one, right? Once you get out, when you're out of the separation, out of the fear, the state of fear, the fear frequency is used to control us and divide us, right? The way we come together all as one is through the heart space anyway. The heart is the balance between the upper and the lower, right? Just like love is going to be the balance between the higher frequencies and the lower frequencies, right? Or maybe on Earth you consider the lower frequencies, right? We're bringing the higher frequencies in the middle, the heart space. So it's also by being the change. So it's not just, oh, I'm more spiritually awakened, I got all these downloads, I'm this. I see a lot of spiritual narcissists, to be honest. Like, that's great. You learn how to awaken yourself. Some of the people are in separation consciousness because they're seeing them as separate, as different from these people. Oh, I'm more awakened than them, I'm this, and you guys just part of the matrix. I hear all this talk and I'm like, that's that's the whole problem. That's still separation consciousness. So are you really in 5D consciousness when you're still seeing everything as separate, more in your ego? I see a lot of people have a spiritual ego, right? And that's whatever. Look, we've all been programmed on this planet. It's at least you're going in a better direction, but we need to go from the heart space. It's getting out of the fear frequency, getting out of separation consciousness, and being the change, living more from the heart space. You will radiate that from your heart anyway. You attract more of what you want, right? From your heart space anyway. It's more magnetic. And it means being kind to people, not thinking you're better than them. We're all one. We're all from the same energy source. Yes, we have different levels of consciousness, but if we want to really make a change on this planet and ascend or whatever, you shift the consciousness, you have to be the change. So are you really living from your heart space? Are you grounding in the energies? Are you spreading the messages of love? Or you're getting all these downloads, right? You have all the spiritual knowledge, that's great, but are you helping others too? It's not your job to fix people, but some people came on this planet to help shift the consciousness. So whether that's creating content, whether that's writing, whether that's just keeping your frequency, like living from the heart space more and keeping your frequency of a higher nature, right? Transcending the lower frequencies, doing your shadow work. That's a big point too. A lot of people don't want to do the shadow work. It's all love and light. But shifting the consciousness is also, shifting frequency is also doing the shadow work. That's transcending some of those lower emotions, right? The fears, insecurities, trauma, all that stuff that's been running our lives on a subconscious level, like behind the scenes, right? Unconsciously running our lives, right? So just think about how can we ground that frequency on Earth more. Yes, there's some people that don't want to wake up. There's some people that are very programmed. There's some people that are very traumatized, that aren't going to change. But there are people that are like on the fence, right? There are people, but a lot of people are starting to awaken. And the more we plant these seeds of awareness and even just spread the love frequency, be kind to these people. I'm not saying let people walk over you, but start being kind, not thinking you're better than everybody, not thinking I'm more awakened than them, but you're still on Earth. So we're here to help. Okay, you move past these things. We were all programmed at some point. We've all been through, some of us been through the dark night of the soul, right? Darker times in our life. We were really stuck in like the reptilian brain and like the lower frequencies. So what can you do to help your neighbor? What can you do to live from the heart space? To be compassionate more? To see all as one, not be in separation consciousness. The more we can be that, you attract what you are, right? Heart space is more magnetic, right? So if we live, how can you live from the heart space? Following your passion, doing what you're called to do on this planet. You know, finding your purpose, living your purpose, finding other like-minded people. You know, you can join certain groups on Facebook that are on the same mission, right? Work together with others. There are different ways. I'm just naming a few, but, you know, we need to come together more with other people. You don't have to be all alone. Sometimes you feel alone, like, feel like you're the only person that's more awakened in your area. Well, sometimes you're supposed to be the light in the darkness, you know? You started by being the change, by shifting your frequency, by being mindful of what you're consuming, by, like, on many different levels, mentally, spiritually, physically, and emotionally, right? So think about how we can ground these energies onto Earth. Ground the higher frequencies, the downloads, and even bring it onto Earth. Not just keep it up here, like, spread some seeds of awareness. There are some people that are just awakening that are really lost and probably feel alone, that are starting to awaken and do want to do better. They don't even know where to begin. And maybe your knowledge, the downloads you're getting, you stepping into that frequency, being authentic, shining your light can help that one person. You know, sometimes it's one person at a time. You think we always have to do something on a big scale. You think, oh, I'm too small, I can't do something to change the world. But it all starts with sometimes one person at a time. If everybody started to do simple things every day, you don't have to do something big necessarily. You don't even have to create a YouTube channel. Just be the change, you know? Start to have these conversations with people. Start to live from the heart space. You know, even if you affected one person and help them transcend some of these lower frequencies and help them awaken and help them evolve more and live more from the heart space and, you know, it makes a bigger difference than you think. We're all connected energetically, right? So when you be the change, when you raise your frequency, you affect everyone else around you and the people you're around, right? And that's how we make the change. By being the change. Everything's connected. So that's all I have for today. That's my weekly intuitive message for today. If you like this content, hit the subscribe and like buttons. I also have a Facebook group, an Instagram, and a TikTok. The links are in this video description. I also offer transformational and spiritual coaching. If you're interested in that, my contact information is in this video description as well. Have a good day. Namaste.